Good morning.
Morning, Mother. You want some coffee?
No, thanks. I have to get to the store. Now, what's this urgent errand you were so anxious to tell me about?
It's this.
And what's this?
A package.
Well, I can see that.
I want you to take it to the post office for me right away. It needs to be sent registered mail.
You know, this may seem like a silly question, but why is it so important that I mail this? And what's in it anyway?
I can't answer it, Mother. Just mail it for me, please, okay?
Okay. Captain Gabriel Russo, Ravenswood Police Department. Nothing ticking. Are you sure you just can't give me a little hint about what's inside?
It's nothing for you to worry about.
Say, why don't I deliver this to Captain Russo in person? The station's only a couple of blocks from the post office.
No, it needs to be sent registered mail.
Yes, ma'am. Bye.
Cute. Cute and sweet. Just like Lauren. Mathematics, structure, and skills. Wonder if she needs us. Davidson, you're all over the room. Everywhere you look, you're right there. Oh, Lori. What am I going to say to you? How are you ever going to forgive this one, huh?
I'm telling you, Vance, I don't trust Davidson. The guy has got self-righteousness written all over his face.
I warned him when I had my little talk with him.
Yeah, but do you think he's going to take the warning?
He made me think so. After our conversation, he's not interested in following up on the drug thing.
Well, that certainly ought to take care of him.
Look at this. It's a cassette for a tape recorder. Big Eddie found it on Davidson just before our talk at the cellar.
You mean he came planted with a recording device? You see, that's just what I'm talking about, Vince. The guy is looking for it.
Calm down, Nick. The last thing we want is more attention from the media. Reporters are like cops. You hurt one of them, and the others come out of the woodwork.
Well, do you think he heard your warning clearly?
He heard it all right. You don't have to worry about Scott Davidson any longer. Is that clear, Nick?
Yes, sir.
Well, assume that he does back off and doesn't cause us any trouble by stirring up the public. What then?
We lie back for a while and gradually resume business as usual.
All right, what about Russ Weaver? What are we going to do about him?
Well, he still owes us $25,000.
I haven't forgotten. Charles put him to work driving for Dearborn Express on weekends. We may need him in the future. In the meantime, let him work off his debt until we can think of a better use for him.
All right, consider it done.
And remember, business as usual. Public clamor will die down. If it doesn't, I'll be back. And by the way, Nick, that new police chief over in Ravenswood, you Check him out, see if he's got any weak spots. Usual, you know what I mean.
What if he comes with a big price tag?
Pay it, don't haggle. We need him. He's in a key position. We need him in line with our way of thinking.
What happened to Captain Carr?
Hospitalized. Be out of condition for a long time.
I don't think Russo can be reached. I think he's clean.
All right. We just keep that in mind, don't we? Any questions?
No, sir.
I'll be in touch.
Hi, Becky.
Hi, Jude. Paul isn't here, is he?
No, he's at school. As a matter of fact, nobody's here.
Good. Actually, you're the one I wanted to talk to.
Me? Well, come on in. I'm always up for a good conversation. Have a seat.
Thanks.
Now, what can I do for you?
Well, I've been thinking about moving out of the dorm. Matter of fact, moving off campus altogether.
For goodness sakes, why?
It's a little depressing in the room without Lori there. The whole place kind of makes me feel morbid.
Yes, it was a terrible thing that happened to her. But I understand she's recovering well and is going to be back to school soon.
Oh, yeah.
And you still want to move out?
Well, the room holds some bad memories for me. You know, things that I want to forget. I was wondering if I could rent a room at your sister's boarding house.
I don't see why not, as long as there's one available.
Okay.
Becky, is it because of Russ and Lori?
Yeah. Actually, their relationship has become a little distracting. I'm beginning to feel like a fifth wheel.
I never thought I'd make it.
Oh, my goodness, what a lot of work.
Oh, nothing more than usual.
We had a visitor this afternoon. June did, actually.
Oh, she did? Who was it?
Well, Becky dropped by. She wants to move out of the dorm and to take a room in June's sister's rooming house.
Oh, that's strange. I wonder why she wants to do that.
Well, ostensibly because the Laurie-Russ relationship makes her feel uncomfortable.
That's odd. It never has before.
Why don't you phone and find out?
All right, I will. I wonder if Laurie knows.
Hello?
Hello, Becky. Paul.
Hi.
I heard you stopped by earlier this afternoon.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to June.
Oh, about moving out of the dorm. Becky, is anything bothering you? Are you in any kind of trouble?
No, it's nothing like that. I just want a place of my own, you know? Dorm living has outgrown its charm.
There must be more to it than that. Why don't you come over and we'll talk about it?
Look, Paul, I appreciate your concern, but I have a date with Jim tonight. I'm supposed to meet him pretty soon. Maybe some other time, okay?
Okay, but we'll be here all evening.
Thanks. And listen, it's nothing for anybody to worry about, all right?
Okay. Good night, Becky.
Thanks, Paul. Good night.
She has a date.
Did she sound all right?
I'm not sure.
Well, I'm back, and I have finished all of my errands for the day.
Hi, Mother. Why don't you stay for dinner? You deserve it.
I certainly do. But I'll only stay on one condition, that you tell me what was in that package.
Mother?
Listen, daughter, it doesn't take much of a genius to figure out it has something to do with Scott's drug investigation. Tell me, was I transporting illegal drugs or what? Oh, wouldn't Zenith Price like to get her mouth on a piece of gossip like that?
All right, if you'll sit down, I'll tell you.
I'm sitting.
It was a secret tape recording Scott made of a conversation he'd had with Vince Cardello.
Well, well.
Cardello said some things on the tape that Scott feels the police would be interested in hearing.
You mean my life might have been in mortal danger?
No, not exactly. But you're the person least likely to be involved in something like this, so that's why I asked you to mail it.
Just think. Nora Lindsay, police informant. Dum-da-dum-dum.
I knew I shouldn't have told you.
Don't be silly. Of course you should have. But you know, I thought Scott had given his word to stay away from all those drug shenanigans.
Well, he didn't want to meet with Vince Cardello. Cardello ordered him to.
I see. And what now?
Well, the police and the FBI will take over from here, I guess. I just hope this is the last of it.
Doesn't sound like the last of it to me. By the way, how's little Miss Patient in the upstairs ward doing?
Laurie, still gloomy. I think this is slowing down her recovery period. You know, sometimes her spirits are high and she's very positive, but lately she's been very hard on herself. It's Becky and Russ. She thinks that there's something between them, and I must admit, so do I.
Well, why doesn't she just come right out and tell Russ what she suspects?
Fear. She's afraid it may be true.
You think her engagement to Russ is on the rocks, don't you?
I'm afraid so, Mother. Their relationship is slowly falling apart. It's taking its toll on Laurie. I can see it.
Sweetheart, you bring sunshine in my life every day. Without you, there would be no meaning, no reason to go on. I love you always, Russ.
Laurie, to a great roommate whose friendship and high spirits I'll cherish forever. Here's to the future. Love, Beck. Come in.
Hi there, Bright Eyes.
Hey, Jim.
Y'all ready for dinner?
Guess so.
What's the matter? Did I say something wrong?
Oh, no.
Well, the Becky Hewitt I knew would be out the door in a flash at the first mention of a free meal. What's wrong?
It's just dorm living. This room in particular. The whole place just depresses me. Every morning I wake up, I feel like stale bread.
Well, then, let's liven the place up a bit.
Jim, I'm thinking of moving out.
Moving? You mean off campus?
June Winkle's sister has a rooming house.
Well, how come?
I just, need a change of scenery. That's all.
Well, how's your best friend?
Laura, she's fine. She's walking now, you know.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
And Russ?
It's okay, I guess. I see him every now and then.
Yeah, I guess you would. Beck, We can skip that dinner tonight if you'd like. It's okay. I understand.
Yeah, Jim, I think we better just skip it.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, everybody's got the right to feel down in the dumps once in a while.
Thanks.
Maybe I'll try again in a couple days. You'll feel better then. Don't move without letting me know, though. I'll be glad to help you.
Sure. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Hey, Jim. Thought you had a date with Becky.
I did. But somebody got to her before I did.
You know who?
You? You sure do collect them, don't you, Russ?
What are you talking about?
Becky. It's obvious how she feels about you.
Come on, Fid. We're just friends.
Hey, don't play dumb with me. She's even thinking of moving out of the dorm. And I think it has something to do with you.
Hey, when did she say that?
Tonight.
Where's she going?
Don't tell me I have the scoop.
Just saying where she's going. I'll go over and talk to her.
She's thinking of moving into a rooming house off campus. Now, do you still think I'm reading something into this?
Yeah, I still think that you're reading something into this.
Does Lori know about this?
About what?
Oh, jeez. I can't believe it. All along, I thought it was you and Lori Davidson.
It is me and Lori Davidson.
Well, then maybe somebody ought to tell that to Becky.
I'll get it, honey. Becky, so you decided to come by after all?
Yeah.
Good, come in.
Hi, Mrs. Carpenter.
Oh, nice to see you. Come sit down.
Thanks.
I thought you had a date with Jim Tremaine.
Yeah, I did. We were going to go to dinner, but we didn't, so I decided to take a walk, and I ended up here.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Oh, you haven't eaten? Let me get you a sandwich and a nice glass.
No, I'm fine. I'm really not that hungry, thanks.
So what's this about moving out of the dorm?
Well, I just went to see June and ask her if her sister had any rooms, and she did, so that's all there is to it.
Well, why do you want to move?
Well, it's kind of been coming for a long time, Paul. You know, I mean, I just feel like my life is going nowhere. I'm just sitting still. I've been so involved with Lori's problems for so long. First the trial, then the accident, now her relationship with Russ. It's just... well, it all finally hit home. You know, being alone in the dorm room while she's out, I was able to do a little self-evaluation. She had taken up so much of my time and energy that I just kind of lost track of who I was, you know, where I'm going.
That's understandable.
Oh, well, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not complaining. I did it by choice. But things didn't exactly turn out the way that I thought they would, you know. I guess that's my fault. But now I just think it's time I find a place of my own.
Don't you think moving out of the dorm might aggravate the problem?
No. It's kind of lonely there without Lori, you know. And I can't even see Russ in the dorm now.
Why not? Well, what does Russ have to do with it?
Well, doesn't it look a little funny? I mean, my hanging out with Russ while Lori's not there?
It makes you feel awkward.
Well, yeah. Wouldn't you? I mean, taking care of your best friend's fiancé while she's recuperating from some car accident has its drawbacks. It's always been Lori and Russ. To tell you the truth, it got to be a little tacky.
Were they on their way to Ravenswood to announce their engagement when the accident happened?
Yep. Everything was just the way it was supposed to be. Except Russ's borderline stance on religion.
I thought they'd worked that problem out.
Yeah, I guess. Anyway, things turning out the way that they have, I just think it's time that I find a place of my own.
Well, Becky, remember, just because you live alone doesn't mean you have to give up your friends.
Of course not, I know that. It's just, while Lori and Russ are kind of putting their lives back together, I think it's best that I'm not so underfoot. Okay, look, you two. I appreciate your listening to all my big problems. And as soon as I figure a few things out, I'll be just fine.
I'm sure you will be.
Let us know if you need anything, okay? It's not as though you're moving out of town.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Night.
Good night.
I'm afraid we didn't say very much to help that young woman. There's a lot more on her mind than she's telling us.
I think you're right, Helen. Certainly would like to find out what it is. There's something going on, and I can't quite put my finger on it.
Be careful, Paul. You could get hurt.
What do you mean?
Well, there are very strong personalities involved here, very strong emotions. I think you should wait until Laura gets back to college.
What does that have to do with it?
Well, I have a hunch that Becky is very much in love with Russ Weaver. She's torn apart by guilt. She's in love with him, and she just cannot bring herself to face her best friend that she loves also.
So she wants to get away.
As fast as possible.
Well, it's not an easy thing to have to face.
As I said, Paul, you could get hurt.
Me?
Yes. I told you I still believe that you're really in love with Laurie Davidson.